Hello, wrestling fans. It is Dan Masters live with you, and on the scene, another very important night, Jerry. For years and years, the King, the Hall of Famer, the King of Memphis, the King of wrestling in general, Jerry Lawler, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
Well, it's good to be here. How long has it been since the last time I was with you on television?
Good. It's been quite some time, and we're on a new station now, and you guys are still doing your thing, the hottest show on Monday nights. It beats all of our shows. I don't,
yeah, a little thing called Monday Night Raw. You know, there are little graphics that they put up on the screen every week called Did You Know? And I'm always astonished. Most of the times they put some information up that I didn't know. But last week they showed that Raw is the longest running episodic television show in the history of television. We've had more episodes than Seinfeld, The Simpsons, and what is it, CSI or whatever?
CSI.
Combined.
Wow.
All of those series combined. So, yeah, it's been around a while, and I've been fortunate enough to do just about all of them.
And luckily,
800, that was what it is. 800 episodes of Monday Night Raw.
Amazing. And there, from the beginning, you were with Mr. McMahon, and
yes.
Luckily you haven't joined the club yet, so that's good news. And lately we've seen you in action a few Mondays with some young generation talent such as Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. They're really making a name for themselves.
Right. You know, I always, anybody that's old school at all in this business always packs your gear. You know, that's just one of the things. And the main reason you have to always pack your gear, because believe it or not, they don't decide what's going to take place on Monday Night Raw until about maybe they decide who's going to wrestle each other about 3 o'clock on Monday afternoons.
Okay.
And then they say, okay, let's have why don't we have a Lawler and Hacksaw Duggan wrestle the tag team?
Oh!
And somebody might say, well, Lawler said that announced that. They don't care. Throw him in the ring.
Right.
So that kind of stuff happens on a semi-regular basis. So I'm always excited to jump in there. And then, of course, when I'm not doing that, I'm out here doing these independent, old-school type shows.
I was going to say, when you're not in the ring with the young Cody Rhodes, maybe you can rough up Dusty a little more. It's been a little while.
I'll tell you, Dusty, we've had our run-ins over the years, but I think Dusty has finally, he didn't have the big send-off that Ric Flair had.
Right.
But I think Dusty maybe has finally hung up those weren't ever wrestling, but they were like cowboy boots or something.
I think so, yeah.
He's hung the boots up for a final time, though.
Well, now we see maybe Jerry Lawler getting into the mix with this young group of talent. And like you said, on the independent scene, there's still wrestling out there. How would you compare, Jerry, wrestling to sports entertainment?
Well, so in other words, you're saying they like the old school shows like this?
Like Memphis wrestling.
Okay, well, it's evolved over the years. I mean, I think you would almost have to lump it all into the term sports entertainment these days. Even though we still have our Memphis wrestling, we still have our Memphis wrestling show every Saturday morning, 11 o'clock.
Long running. Talking about long running shows.
Yeah, that's probably more episodes than Monday Night Raw.
Right.
But I think that wrestling just sort of kind of mirrors society. Everything's faster now. There's a shorter attention spans, and used to. I look back. Somebody brought me an old Memphis program last week. I was looking at it, and this was like one of the live events, and I looked 3 matches.
Yeah.
3 matches was the entire card, but these matches might go, 2 of the guys might go an hour, or a tag team that might go 45 minutes or something like that. The long matches were longer. Guys would get in holes and hold somebody in a headlock for 15 minutes. Now, you get a headlock on somebody, and if you're in there more than 10 seconds, the whole crowd starts chanting boring. So it's just a different era, and it's a different type of fan now. They're used to everything being faster paced. They think bigger is better, and everything's got to be faster. So now, instead of the 3 matches that might have lasted an hour or 45 minutes apiece, now you get 10 matches on a card that last 8 or 10 minutes at the most.
Right. And I know you're a sports fan. Do you get a chance to check out any of the UFC competitions?
I'm not a big UFC fan. I don't. I'm a sports fan in football, baseball. I was just last week. I was on the sidelines with the Cleveland Browns, and the night before I went to my good friend Travis Hafner plays for the Cleveland Indians. He was in a rehab assignment down in Akron, and they're AA team. So I went down to Akron, went to a game, sat in the dugout with the players. Then the next day we had a pay-per-view in Cleveland, and I was on the sideline with the Browns. And so I'm a huge baseball and football fan, but when I think about it, my problem is, and I love TV. At least I feel like I do. But when I sit down and think about it, I really get to watch very little TV. I'm just either on the road or now I watch baseball or football. But as far as the UFC, I've never gotten a chance to really get into it.
We mentioned Memphis Wrestling. Are you still involved in the product there on a weekly basis?
Absolutely, we still do our Saturday morning show every week. We're on a different channel than we've actually, over the period of time, we've been on just about every channel in Memphis over the past. And Memphis Wrestling started in Memphis probably in the 50s, in the early 50s. Yeah. So it's been on for over 50 years there, and I've not been involved in it that long, but I mean, even before I was there. So
Corey Macklin has, right?
Corey Macklin, the grandfather of Memphis Wrestling. But it seems like it's been around forever, and. It's not. We don't do the live events as much as we used to and everything, and it's maybe not as vibrant as it once was because it's harder to get talent on a local basis now. But still, it's just something in me. I just always want there to be Saturday morning wrestling in Memphis. That's my hometown. Grew up watching it, and I run into so many people that say, "Man, that was a big part of my childhood, and part of my teenage years, and still in adulthood." It's just it's a Memphis tradition.
A world traveler. People can still get in touch with you. I find it very interesting to me that fans have such easy access to you. You're on TV every week, but the email address is right there. Your personal address,
right there.
KingLawler.com.
That's it. You can email me. That's my email address. That's my website.
Right.
But go to KingLawler.com. As a matter of fact, just starting this week, we are kind of reinventing the website. We're going to make a lot of changes to it, make sure it's constantly updated, keep everybody
informed. Maybe get some Memphis wrestling on?
Some Memphis wrestling on there. And the main thing, e-commerce is going to be the thing of the future.
Yeah.
And I get asked all the time about different merchandise. That's one of the things that the WWE, WWEshop.com is huge, and you can get anything you want with all the WWE talent. And that's probably Vince McMahon calling you.
I think so. The phone's ringing, right? KingLawler.com, DanMastersLive.com. We just
there you go.
Selling things and books and T-shirts and
in the WWE though they don't really merchandise or get behind merchandise for the commentators.
Right.
It's all centered in on the full-time wrestlers. So we've got I get asked all the time, hey,
where are the Mike Adamle T-shirts?
Mike Adamle T-shirts. Well, I'm not going to have those on my site, but we will have King Lawler T-shirts. So that kind of stuff is going to be on there, and I'm going to try something for the first time. It's just. I've been doing this for over 35 years, and I get asked a lot of questions and a lot of things by fans over the years, and to do things that I've just never really gotten around to. And one of the questions, this about me, a lot of people don't know that I'm a fairly accomplished artist,
exactly.
And I do quite a bit of artwork. And I've been asked literally thousands of times over those 30 years.
How many times I email you a week?
No, come on.
Delete.
I've been asked by fans, how could they get maybe a piece of original artwork or some kind of artwork, a print, a signed thing. And I've never, ever done that, never made that available. But now, through the new revitalized website, I'm going to make available some art and spend some more time doing some artwork, and it's going to be everybody be able to see it and even get some of it on that website.
Excellent. The address is on your screen, KingLawler.com. Anyone can figure that out. King, a long, long road, and I'm sure we'll meet again real soon. Big match tonight, as is every night.
I'm going to buy you some new jeans.
I know.
I see you slid into second, and
that's
the knee.
The big payoffs they're giving me these days on the roads in Georgia. Maybe I'll make it to Memphis sometime soon.
That would be great.
Thanks a lot, King.
Thanks
Look forward to seeing you again, and we'll see you back with more just after this.